CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products such as our can-can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to...
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good to see you. Robin, Gary, good morning, good morning. Hey, everybody coming in on Periscope. Happy Halloween. Hello, Lori. How are you? How is everybody on this Halloween day? How is the weather where you're at? It's dreary here and cold and overcast and on and on and on. Marianne, good to see you. Hey, Daniel, good to see you. NHZ. I don't think I have your name. Never did, but hi, NHC. Hey, Tammy, good morning. Rhonda, good to see you. All right. As you are a good person or idea cannot go unnoticed for long, this is cream poured in coffee or tea eventually. Hey, you're orange today. Well, that's good. It is Halloween. Hey, Chris, good morning. Susan, good to see you. How is everybody? Chezzy, good to see you. Trying to win Tony Bennett tickets this morning. You got a lot of shows you can go to there in Las Vegas, I'll tell you that. So, chat was hidden on Periscope. Huh, that's real weird, Chezzy. Hi, your channel's awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Susie, good to see you. All right, as you're coming in, and please, if you will, retweet this, share this with everybody, and I'm going to quickly read Psalm 143 to you today. Hear my prayer, O Lord. Give ear to my supplications. In your faithfulness answer me, and in your righteousness do not enter into judgment with your servant. For in your sight no one living is righteous. For the enemy has persecuted my soul. He has crushed my life in the ground. He has made me dwell in darkness like those who have long been dead. Therefore my spirit is overwhelmed within me. My heart within me is distressed. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all your works. I muse on the work of your hands. I spread out my hands to you. My soul longs for you like a thirsty land. Answer me speedily, O Lord. My spirit fails. Do not hide your face from me, lest I be like those who go down into the pit. Cause me to hear your loving kindness in the morning, for in you do I trust. Cause me to know the way in which I should walk, for I lift up my soul to you. Deliver me, O Lord, from my enemies. In you I take shelter. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. Your spirit is good. Lead me in the land of uprightness. Revive me, O Lord, for your name's sake, for your righteousness' sake. Bring my soul out of trouble. In your mercy, cut off my enemies and destroy all those who afflict my soul, for I am your spirit. Amen. Hey, thank you, Renee, for inviting followers. Thank you, everybody, for inviting followers. Patrick, good morning. Rhonda, hello. How is everybody? Happy Halloween. Going over to YouTube so I can cast you to the TV. All right, Susan, sounds good. Hey, Jules, side note, your hair looks great. Did you get it done? No, I just quit curling it because I got tired of doing it. Hey, Pat, good to see you. There you are. Good morning. Hello, hello. All right. Asher, good morning. Hey, Monique. It's amazing how hearing the word is refreshing. Yes, it is. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, I'm just going to do this from now on. It saves me time in the morning. I can do other things. Good morning and happy Halloween, everybody. Okay, so, I tell you, thank you, Nikish. God bless you as well. Yesterday was quite a day. Hey, Joseph, good to see you. I think that everybody was, good morning, Hugh. Boo to you, too. You look great on TV. Great, Marcia. Well, I call you Susan, but anyway. Marcia, Susan, Susan, Marcia. I don't know. Whatever you like, I'll call you. But yes, I wrote an article on SusanKnowles.com, and it's about Sarah Sanders. The left my gosh, did anybody watch the press conference yesterday? Hey, Shauna, good to see you. Hey, Lee. Hope everybody's doing well. So, yeah, Texas Walker. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. Good morning, Ron from the swamp of Michigan. Yes, she was great. She was great. And my gosh, they just kept coming after her with the same questions over and over and over. And I just kept thinking to myself, if that had been Sean Spicer, hey, Carmen, Sean Spicer would have flubbed that so bad. And she was just, yeah, left is unhinged, Rhonda said. Absolutely, Rhonda. She was just going. Huh. Guy that pleaded guilty. Oh, you mean George Papadopoulos? Papadopoulos. May have been wearing a wire. Who knows? I think he was such a small player. Hey, Jules. She stands her ground. She really does, Shauna. And I tell you, Shara should have taped recording and just press audio play. Exactly, Jerry. All they wanted to do, it was their agenda that they were trying to push and get out there. They didn't care what she had to say. It didn't matter. They said it over and over. Hey, Teresa. And asking the same questions. And Acosta just kept going. Jim Acosta couldn't shut up, even when she tried to, interrupt him a little bit and saying, hey, we've heard that all over again. Right about that. Sarah Sanders is the bomb. Yep. George Papadopoulos was on a Vegas vacation. Her kids asked better questions, Shauna said. Yes, Acosta is rude. He truly hates Trump. I don't think it's not like. I think he hates Trump. I think he goes home every night and tries to figure out what he can do the next day to bring up the fact that he hates Trump and to get that message across. Don thinks you went on soul searching for 6 months when I saw you last month here, Asher. Oh, talking to Asher. I love seeing you on the big screen TV. Looks and sounds like you're reporting live from an office at the White House. Well, maybe I am, Monique. Hey, I just want this to stop. I'm sick of it, Rhonda said. Yes, we all are. Acosta is comic relief. Yeah, he just doesn't realize it yet, Shauna. Hey, John, did you see where Berkeley Antifa went to learn from ISIS? Yes, I heard about that. Don't know if it's true. I know that Jack talked about it. I don't know if that it's true, but it wouldn't surprise me. Supposedly Antifa went to Syria. MSM hate that they're getting caught again. Yes. The thing about it is if you went to Twitter after Sarah Huckabee Sanders talked, and if you go to my article, you'll see this, some of the things that I put in there. Some of the things they were saying about her were just really horrible. Name calling, of course. They had her dressed up as a German somebody from a Nazi German uniform. Looked like more like a child would have worn back then. Hey, Marlene. And they had the swastika on it. And basically was saying that, she's just going out there and not telling the truth and standing up for Trump, which was just ridiculous. But the moment the news came out, hey, Cooper, about Tony Podesta, everything went quiet. Everything went quiet. Twitter was like, all the left were gone. Pat, this country is in trouble. What can the United States actually be united against? I miss my old country. So do I, Susie. Netflix cancels House of Cards. Yes, we talked about that yesterday. Kevin Spacey apologized, but he went down anyway. The cards went down yesterday. They can't keep it straight. Are we Germans or Russians? I know. They don't really care, Asher. Whatever they put up. Hey, Amanda, good morning. Happy Halloween. Yeah, so when news came out about Tony saying that Mueller was looking into what he did, and probably, again, he failed to register as a foreign agent. May have been some money exchanging hands he forgot to talk about. But he resigned yesterday, and after he resigned, everything just went quiet. The left said nothing. The right picked up for them, and they started saying a lot of things. Just read lobbying group. B as indictment as Podesta group could be. And it's amazing, too, the CEO of the Podesta group, this was Tony Podesta, John Podesta's brother. He and John started the Podesta group. Hey, mighty blessed one. And so what happened was when he resigned, the CEO, hey, Tooth, how are you? the CEO came out and said, "Oh, you know what? We're going to revamp the entire company. We'd planned this months ago. They're going to just absolutely. I don't know what they're going to do. They didn't say, but it's going to be almost like a new company. They're starting all over. I guess it's weird. Maybe they're trying to distance themselves from everything that they did in the past. I don't know. I see Ed Klein's new book could shake things up, Cully said. A bit discouraged to hear Halloween greetings from you and POTUS. Well, don't be discouraged. You should be happy. It was great to see. Let me just, since you brought up Halloween, thank you, whoever you were. Yesterday, watching the President and the First Lady hand out Halloween trick-or-treating to everyone, treats to all the little kids. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Hillary and Uranium One needs to be looked into. Ron, if you expect such from Podesta, okay, well that's great. If you listen to my scope from yesterday, I talked all day about how we need to get a special prosecutor appointed, how we need to tell Congress we need this right now, how we need to tell the DOJ we need this right now. Everybody seems to be okay in Congress, the GOP included, to sit back and let Mueller continue to do what he's doing without looking into seeing if there's anything that Mueller is hiding, anything that Mueller is connected to himself. We're not even gonna do that. We're not looking into Uranium One. We're looking into nothing. We're sitting back and being reactive rather than proactive. Ron said Hillary is a Halloween nightmare. Mold get 'em. So, go listen to that. I know a lot of people want, yes, Uranium One special counsel needed, absolutely. We need to be putting the pressure on them to do that. What in the world is Sessions doing? Rhonda, I think he's trying to stay out of everything because, in a way, if you look at Uranium One, the dossier, and you look at what they claim was happening in regards to Russian interference, it could all be connected to Russia interference. We don't know because guess what? We're not looking into it. Sessions in on the take. I don't think so, Ron. I really don't think so. I think he's just recused himself and staying out of it. And I think that's what he's doing. And rightfully, wrongfully, whatever, that's what he's doing. Good morning, everyone. Rainbow Trail, how are you? And we're not going to have anybody on, like Rosenstein. He's not going to go out and appoint a special counsel. Hey, Michael. He should, but he won't. And, right now, Sessions is going after everything else except Russia. Sessions shouldn't recuse due to Uranium One, Shauna said. I mean, it's hard to know what's going on. But, again, I think people are just sitting back now and going, oh, okay, well, Mueller looks like he's going in the right direction, so we'll just keep quiet. And, again, as we talked about yesterday, everything that they came after Manafort for, most of it except maybe the last two counts, 11 and 12, look at it, it's when Mueller was the FBI director. So why isn't it that Mueller didn't do his job during those years that he was FBI director from 2001 to 2013? Joe McCarthy is running for governor of Virginia. I thought he was dead. How did the Democrats do that? They can resurrect anything there, John. Mole's got Uranium One is not related to Russian election collusion. Shauna, I can make a connection. Honestly, I can. I'm saying it's not the connection is Mueller. That's the connection. Russia advertised on Facebook to influence us. Yeah, well, what do they say? 120, was it 126? I have that listed here. I think it was 126 million. Does that sound about right? Yeah. Roughly 126 million of us were impacted by Russia. And they gave like false advertising or, Russian government linked troll. Do you think that you were influenced by Russia? Did it matter what Russia was saying? Mueller is looking for witches in the wrong party. Well, I believe that, Robert. Oh, okay. Well, you get to leave now because you have a filthy mouth. Yeah. So, I mean, basically, here's what I think when I hear that about 126 million and Facebook coming out about it. Yeah, the paid trolls by the Dems, exactly. Didn't influence you even then. But the thing of it is, when I hear them saying that, when I hear Facebook talking about it, one, I think they're trying to protect their own butts because they took the money, and maybe they helped support those people. I don't know. Uh, but to me, I hear the word censorship coming. It's the swamp investigating the swamp, though. How will they get anything done, really? Exactly, Susie. So I just hear Facebook coming up with one more reason why they should censor us and how they can do it. It's been coming. Yep, Carmen. What changed my mind is watching Hillary and seeing the corruption I verified through research, Asher said. Yes. Yeah, I think, really, if you look back about Uranium One, that's where we have that huge connection with Mueller. A ton of censorship, Twitter too. Yes, Rhonda. Not on Facebook. I hate that site. I know, Lee, but a lot of people are on that site, and a lot of people are getting, restriction after restriction. I've been restricted twice. Quick sugar high, I use carbo load. Yes, Uranium One, Mueller, McCabe, Comey. Yep. Sessions recused for everything concerning Hillary. Well, he didn't officially do that. I mean, he recused himself for Russia. But everything is linked, and their possibility of being linked. That's the problem. I would contend that anything like with Uranium One, the dossier, and leading up to what's going on in what they think was in the election, I think they're all connected. I think one led into the other. The commonality there is Russia, and the commonality in some are Mueller. Susan, no link to share this now on Twitter. That's really odd. Why hasn't Mueller recused himself due to COI for uranium? What does Sessions do? He does MS-13 and everything else. Sanctuary cities, sanctuary states. I worked at a company on a rebranding project team after senior management quit due to fraud. I was astounded at how people, i.e. Podesta, actually believe changing name or leaving company fixes everything, Monique said. Oh, conflict of interest. Thank you. Well, but Rhonda, there's been a conflict of interest ever since he started because of the fact that he knew Comey, and Comey was connected, and nobody at that time on the Republican side stood up except one person, Trent Franks, and said that we need to get him out of there. Awan may be involved too. Nadar, bank programs, where's the money flowed from? Yes, no link that I can find to share on Facebook at the moment either. Hillary collusion is not the same as looking into Trump collusion. I think Sessions is good. Well, I think that I don't see anybody coming forward and saying we need to go and look at Uranium One. That's a problem. Deep, deep, deep swamp. Yes, Marlene. Yes, Hillary's still walking free, Metal. Clinton saying her Halloween costume will be dressed as the president is pathetic. Oh, please. My God. That's really bad. Alwan brothers are blackmailing half of the GOP, Rhonda said. Could very well be, Rhonda. Could very well be. Because the truth will come out, so many government players involved. I can share on Facebook only, not Twitter. If anybody, I think everybody else, have you been able to share this on Twitter? I don't know if you can. Rhonda's saying she can't share on Twitter. Twitter won't let you share. That's just insane. That's great. Okay. It's amazing. It says I have another account. What does that mean, Jerry? Hillary is delusional. A lot of censoring going on. Yes, we don't have to nuke North Korea. They are nuking themselves. Amanda was able to share. Great. I don't know why some can share, some can't. That's crazy. I think the people of Russia have more in common with Americans than people of the Middle East. Did over 33,000 attacks since 9/11, and that's not a body count. Twitter is the worst, Robin said. The swamp is incestuous. I think Twitter just picks people to block periodically. Could be. Could very well be. But it seems to be kind of happening every day, and it's getting really annoying. I've shared on Twitter earlier, but now the option is gone, Jules said. Watching only. Yeah, that's. Yeah, Okay, when I try to share it says Twitter account name something. I can't see. Might be signed in on 2 devices so Twitter won't allow. I'm not on 2 devices on Twitter. Like a duplicate, I guess. I just shared on Twitter. So some people can share, some people can't. It's crazy. I'm on Facebook only for close friends and family, or I wouldn't be on at all, Robin said. Yeah, I tell you, we have to go and make Congress do something. Okay, Shauna was able to share on Twitter. Thank you, Shauna. Some people can, some people can't, I guess. Mine just shared, so hopefully others can too. And afterwards, please just retweet this if you will. That would be great. Let's see. So Manafort and Gates, as you know, pled not guilty. There's There's $10 million bond on Manafort, $5 million for Gates. I don't know if you saw yesterday, the press was actually chasing Manafort's attorney down the street. I mean, literally chasing him down the street. You have 2 devices too. Okay. Changed to scope and shared. Thank you, Rhonda. What about green sand? Oh, okay. You're talking about something else. So, did anybody see the attorney being chased down the street? Basically, the attorney's saying, you know, there's no collusion here. There's no Russian connection, and on and on and on. Here's what kind of concerns me about the whole thing. Hey, Barb, good to see you. Linda, good to see you. Hey, Teresa. They are acting like paparazzi. They were, Shauna. I mean, seriously. Nothing will come of this, I'll show, Ron said. It could possibly be. I mean, something is coming of it because Manafort is in trouble. For how long, we don't know. Asher said you can share more than once on YouTube if you add something in the tweet line. Yeah, if you're trying to do it on Twitter twice, you may have to add something else in the line, you know, some other word, because Twitter won't let you do the same thing twice. 10 million peanuts for Manafort, Metal said. Hey, Monique. So, here's what kind of bothers me. He spent, accordingly, from 2008 to 2012. Now, this is not illegal. I'm just saying, listen, look at this. Hey, Robin. He spent $1.3 million in clothing. And he bought like $1 million in rugs, $1.3 million in lighting and home entertainment, 3 Range Rovers, etc. Hey, Josette, good morning. Spencer, good morning. Spencer says we need to take another serious look at the FISA court. Yes, we do. So that's a lot of money being spent. And there, again, there's nothing wrong with that. Manafort, Paul Manafort, they're claiming spent $1.3 million on clothing, $1 million for rugs, $1.3 million in lighting, home entertainment money, and bought 3 Range Rovers, etc., etc., etc. That was between 2008 and 2012. I go back to the same thing. While none of this was illegal, you know, buying these things aren't illegal. Wouldn't that catch the eye of somebody, right? IRS, you know, oh, I don't know, FBI Director Comey? Why didn't they do anything? Why weren't they looking at that and saying there's something wrong here, or we better check it out? Because if you're spending that type of money, then, you know, and money on that type of stuff, that means you got a lot of money, right? If you can spend that much money on clothing and Range Rovers and rugs and all that, that means you got a lot of money. Doesn't mean you've done anything illegal, but it may be something that needs to be looked into. Especially when, if you're the FBI director during that whole time when, you know, you brought the charges against Manafort for 2006 to 2017, how come that they didn't look at it? Yeah, Amanda, it is a tax issue because it's tax fraud is what they're talking about, but it's red flags. And even if the IRS thought it was something they should look at, this seems to be so big that they should have said something to the FBI, which, you know, the FBI's job, as we talked about yesterday, the FBI and the DOJ, this is their job, to find people that they think suspicious activity is happening and to start investigating them. Just, yeah. Yeah, that's, I don't know why you can't share over there on Facebook. Maybe you can afterwards. We'll see. Okay, Monique, thank you for checking that out. Criminals, all of them, Robin said. So, again, as I said yesterday, it looks like to me that FBI Director Mueller, Special Counsel Mueller, got paid twice for the job that he should have done from 2000, when he was in 2001 to 2013, and the charges were brought for 2006 to 2013. So for 7 years there, he did nothing. Hey, Chessman. So, in other words, he got paid now for the job that he got paid for before. Hey, Lan, good to see you. Last year, you spent $89.99 on a shirt and still feel guilty. I know. I mean, seriously. Wasn't he working with the Democrats at the time? Yes. Yeah, he was working. If you're talking about Manafort, he was working with the Podesta group, or at least with Tony Podesta at that time, yes. So, you know, again, we've paid out more money to the FBI director and special counsel than we should have. The big expense, a huge expense. Spending that much money in a frivolous manner means it was easy money and not hard to obtain. Yes. The lobbying world is going to get their comeuppance. Yes. I think a lot of people need to have their comeuppance because they were covering it up, Jerry said. There's definitely something that needs to be looked into. And Asher said, yes, that's why they didn't bother him. That's why nothing was said. He was working with the Democrats, right? Congress needs to appoint a special counsel to investigate all this crap. Yes, they do, Lori. What we were saying yesterday and today. Breitbart reports Company B is Podesta Group. Could very well be. And if you have Tony Podesta in the Podesta Group, which he is, and you're going after Tony Podesta for, let's say, money that he didn't, he should have, he should have talked about and he should have identified and he didn't, well, then you have to look at the whole group that he works with. Did he funnel money into the Podesta Group that he's not claiming on his taxes, let's say, for example? So they'll have to look at the Podesta Group. And then I guess they'll have to look at John Podesta eventually, won't they? Is it Congress's job to appoint a special counsel? Jules, Congress can do that. It's not their job per se. That usually comes from the DOJ, but the Congress can do it. They have the authority to do that. Don't even buy myself anything. I shop for my children. All these criminals in our government take our money and get whatever they want, Robin said. I love shopping at the Goodwill, Asher said. Financial records of foreign influence not reported. Yes. That's the same thing that they got Manafort yesterday, FARA, FARA, failing to register as a foreign agent. And that's what they got him for, and I'm sure that's what they'll be doing with Tony Podesta. Yes, they have the power, and DOJ isn't going to do anything. Probably right, Lori. Salvation Army 2, Jules said. Yeah, who can I look at? Who can look at Mueller's past? Well, that's why Asher or Monique, that's why we need a special counsel. We need a special counsel to look at the special counsel. Because he's connected. He's connected to Uranium One. At the very least, he's a witness because he was in charge of the FBI at the time. There was an investigation done on uranium, well, there was an investigation done on Uranium One. So he was the FBI director in charge of it, and directly in charge of the investigation was Rod Rosenstein. So they're connected. Not saying they did anything wrong, but they at least need to be questioned. Another reason that Rod Rosenstein really shouldn't have appointed a special counsel, really should be recused with Russia, because there's involvement. And somebody made a point to me yesterday saying, basically, it sounds like, Mueller went back and he started looking back in 2006 to 2013. Is he, getting rid of some information? Yeah, I heard about Spain. The corruption is nauseating. They know the American people can see it, and they do not care, Asher said. It sounds like it. Manafort always looks like $1 million. While he's metal, he may be wearing $1 million. That's for sure. Could have $1 million in his pocket as well. Did Tony use bleach bit like Hillary did to hide the corruption? Did Mueller? Who knows? Let's getting rid of the evidence. Rainbow said, yeah. I mean, that's a good question, They want separate from Spain. Yes, they do. So, Lindsey Graham yesterday came out. I guess since John McCain is kind of in the background now, Lindsey's taking and doing his job. Lindsey he went on Fox yesterday and said, and I quote, "There will be holy hell to pay if Mueller is fired." I think Mueller is a Democrat's new cleanup man. Could be, Robert. Needs to be looked into. That's why we need a special counsel. But see, everybody feels so comfortable. We put Mueller on trial? I'm not suggesting we put Mueller on trial. We haven't even investigated it. I suggest that we investigate. We need to have a special counsel to investigate. Can't put anybody on trial without information that links them. Got to have probable cause at least. Everyone knows that Mueller is compromised, Josette said. See, they are covering each other. My cell died. I'm trying laptop now. Shauna got to plug that thing in. Probably gets as much use as mine does. Alan Dershowitz seems to think Mueller is flawless. I know, Monique, a lot of people do. Call Congress to demand special counsel. We got to do something. We need someone guarding Mueller. Yep, Amanda. And nobody is, because look at who is around him. All the attorneys that he hired are all Hillary Clinton donors. Mueller needs to go and go now. He won't, Robin. He won't go. Mueller is the demonic rat fix-it man. Yep. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. Like I said, Lindsey Graham came out and said there's going to be hell to pay if Mueller goes anywhere. That's why Mueller may be the dirtiest. Jules, I've said that all along. There could be some culpability, and we'll never know unless we check it out. And that's the problem. And that's why we need a special counsel. That's why in the very beginning we should have had a special counsel looking at all of this. Alan D. has been wrong before, though. Who's Alan D.? Lindsey Graham needs to shut up. Or as Terrence Williams says, Lindsey Graham just needs to go to bed. Pelosi wants Mueller gone. She does? I don't think so. Not that I've heard. And the AP claims, now this is the AP, because they're a little bit leftist here, claims that Trump is concerned about the investment moving toward his personal dealings. Rosenstein, Mueller, McCabe, Comey, none of them impartial. Why doesn't Sessions appoint a special counsel? Graham said that before, believed he still hopes for something for a president. The office of the president is being destroyed by the press, and the left, hopefully it can survive, Chicago Pop said. Yeah, it's been the most, the craziest thing I've ever seen against a president in my entire life. And if you guys could, we're at the halfway point. Would you please share, invite followers at this point? That would be much appreciated. Everyone wants Hillary Clinton to just go away. I know, Robert, the left wants her to go away. They really do. Keith Olbermann needs to stop smoking meth, you said. She said yesterday she wants a counsel to investigate Mueller, not happy with what he's doing with Podesta. Oh, now Nancy's not happy now that they went after Podesta. That's interesting. Oh, Dershowitz. I was trying to save myself from having to spell his name. Yeah, I didn't recognize it, too, because it's A-L-A-N, and I wasn't sure what you were saying. When does all this end? Ron, when God returns. Josette, the more they try to cover up, the more God will uncover, Josette said. FBI guard is Comey's old one. Yep, I had rather go thrifting and treasure hunting than buying brand new, Asher said. Sessions recused himself from all things Clinton and Russia. He recused himself from all things Russia. He didn't accuse himself from all things Clinton. But I think as time has going on, there's so much interconnection with Russia and the Clintons and all, that he's probably afraid to touch it. Yeah, I know. Robin, maybe that now that she doesn't want Mueller because her name's in there somewhere. Maybe with the DNC, maybe with the Clinton Foundation, the Clinton campaign election. Who knows? Until Hillary goes to prison, she will not stop taking over this nation. They're all guilty of something, Dee says. Why are the tin hats being brainwashed? This is Republican deflect. No, it's not. Don't be a tin hat yourself. But see you later. Exactly. I think I like the POTUS is saying do something. The Dems are still in disbelief that they are out of power, John. Yes, I mean, that's, if you talk about it, the Democrat, the elitists want to be back in power. And that's why they don't like this president being successful. And they will do anything to take him out. And as you know, coming up on this Saturday, Antifa claims that they're going to start their, whatever you want to call it, protest, takeover, until they get Pence and President Trump out of office. And November 4th is supposed to be the start date, not the complete date. They must never have power again. At times I think the Democrats are in power. They're a joke. D said, yeah, could be, D. Hopefully it ends up as a joke. I mean, it should be what it is, and that's how it should be looked at. I want to give you some news coming out of Israel. 8 were killed yesterday when Israeli military struck a tunnel leading into Israel from Gaza. It's called a terror tunnel. Leading into the southern Israel from just south of Gaza. The tunnel detonated on the Israeli side, and the tunnel collapsed, and 8 people were killed. Well, whoever asked that about Oregon, Nevada, the standoff, I mentioned the connection to Uranium-1, possibility of Uranium-1 connection with the Oregon standoff. Another reason, if you have a special counsel, establishment versus anti-establishment. Yep. They have no idea that they lost. The Dems don't, and we're too nice to constantly remind them. Susie said, I work at university. It's hilarious. John said there's going to be a lot of funerals. Not just possibility, it's the reason. Ben said, wasn't Antifa declared a terror group? No, it was not, Catherine. It actually, the Democrats declared it that, but when we signed that new thing recently about the white supremacists and the KKK and the Nazis, Antifa was not on that list. Yes, I do, Susie. I do watch Amir Sarfati all the time. Great guy. A little less tunnel rats. Yep, today is the 500th anniversary for Luther's posting Reformation in Germany. So, also, let's see. Chelsea Handler, Noko killed in some nuke test. Oh, wow. Okay, Ben, go ahead. Make sure that you send me something. Send me on Twitter. Join, follow me, and I'll follow you back. Chelsea Handler thought Dana Rohrabacher of California was a woman, and she connected her to Russia until people on Twitter told her, Chelsea, Dana's a guy. And as you know, according to Chelsea Handler, she took time off because she's going to become an advocate or an activist or something or other. Maybe she's going to do what unemployed comedians like Kathy Griffin do. I don't know. Tunnel collapse on 200 in the test site in North Korea. Jerry said, I know I sent her a nice note. Amanda said, and Chelsea is dumb as a box of rocks. And Don is talking crazy stuff, so he has to go. I have a male cousin named Dana. Maybe you should tell Chelsea that, Hugh, so she won't be confused. Possibly confuse her even that much more. Thank you, Chelsea. She should do research instead of just spewing crap, Dee said. Well, but maybe she has her own handlers. Just kidding. Tucker Carlson threatened by Podesta lawyer, I saw. Wow. Funny how a year-long investigation turns out tax evasion, no collusion. That's right. But if you listen to the liberals yesterday, everything with Manafort yesterday was all about Trump, and there was collusion, and everybody's guilty. So we'll watch you on the tube as my battery about to die. Oh, my gosh, Lee, take care. No one on the left does research. Exactly. Have to run. Okay, John, thank you. See you tomorrow. I wouldn't give Handler the time of day. All these self-appointed intellectuals make me sick, Asher said. Okay. So, let's see. There's a university in New York that you may want to pay attention to, or not. It's called Hunter College. It's a city college in New York. A sociology instructor there said, she went on a Twitter storm yesterday. She said that the white nuclear family promotes racism and that reproducing white children is part of the problem as they facilitate white supremacy. I saw Wolf Blitzer grill Jay Sekulow yesterday, Asher said. Not surprising. They really do stick it to Jay every time that they can. They don't like the fact that he represents the president. So again, that was Hunter College. And you can find that story about this professor. Yeah, good. I know. Professor on Fox News. She's missing the point of an education. Sorry. I know, Wayne, you're white. Sorry, you're white. I mean, it's so ridiculous that I think sometimes these people want to come up with, what's the mainstream conservative view on Russia? Do you mean the conservatives or mainstream media? Yeah, I think sometimes these college professors just come up with something so they can write a book. Like, what's the craziest thing? Planned Parenthood kills mostly black and brown babies. The left loves. Exactly, Jules. So the goal is the same colored skin people, no uniqueness. Do you think that would go over well in Russia? Big Al said. I thought that Jade did great with Blitzer. Sad part, she's probably white. She is white, Amanda. She is. Gary said, now that's funny. Monique, yes, that was Hunter College. Hey, Bennett, good to see you. The mainstream media here, in regards to that question about Russia, they think that there is collusion and everything is about Donald Trump and Russia colluding and interfering with the election. Those on the right who are conservative thinks it's all BS, which it is. There's absolutely zero found in the 8 months that Mueller was sitting there supposedly trying to find some type of connection. He's not looking at the right people. That's why he's not finding anything. All he found was tax fraud, which is the job of the IRS and should have been something that if it was criminal activity, the FBI and the DOJ should have been looking at years ago. They will do anything to hear themselves speak, college professors. Yes, Susie, I absolutely believe that. And I'm serious. They're come up with the most ridiculous type things just to have something to write about. Hey, Nicholas, it's just big smoke screen to divert attention away from the Clintons and the Obamas. Yes. Hey, Carmen. So, I mean, it's ridiculous. They found zero. And if they would go look on the liberal side, they'd find a lot. It was investigated by FBI. They let it go. Did they, Jerry? Did they really go into things from 2006 to 2013? Yeah, Jiggy, the statute of limitations, it could possibly be that it was put to rest as far as the IRS fraud. But who knows? I don't know what else will connect with it. Okay, Jerry, please send that to me if you have that. Because I haven't heard that they were investigating that. I know they were investigating in Uranium One, but I don't know that they were investigating anything regarding Manafort. Why does our tax money used to protect a useless strip of sand called Israel? Because, Earl, we don't talk bad about Israel in here. We are for Israel, and it's not a useless piece of land. Well, 2006 to 2013, Robert, is when the FBI director was Mueller. He left in 2013. Some of the charges went to 2017. Yeah, I haven't seen that, Jerry. We love Israel. Yes, we do. These colleges do a great job brainwashing people to hate their fathers and patriarchy in general. Yeah. That's true, Ben. That's what the left typically does. Also, last night at the University of Utah, one person was shot and killed. The killer is on the loose. Robin says, amen, I stand with Israel. Absolutely. What happened was this woman called the police and said that her husband had assaulted her during a camping trip. And when they went there, he shot and killed somebody. It didn't say who it was. He was attempting to carjack, and he killed, I guess, the person in the car, and he's still on the loose. He's a 24-year-old guy. And I want to say he's a white guy, but I'm not sure. He looks white. So who knows? He's a 24-year-old, possibly white guy. Asher says she stands with Israel too. I think reporters need to hound those people doing wrong. Everyone is chicken on approach. Yes, to the approach. Yeah, they can run after Manafort's attorney, but they can't run after the people they really need to run after, Shauna. I agree with you. Susie said, I love Israel. Praise God for Israel. Absolutely. Yeah, that was in Utah, Susie. That was at the University of Utah, actually. Did anybody see, just had to be a white guy? Well, like I said, he looks white. I don't know if he's white. So sad victims' parents are in Japan. Oh, wow, Lisa. Didn't know that. Gosh. Yeah, I didn't see who was in the car during the carjacking. Amanda stands with Israel, too. Scary, of course, a white guy. Yeah. Did anybody see the commercial, the ad, the political ad that's running? It's against Ed Gillespie, and it was put out by the Latino Victory Group, which I think that Eva Longoria is part of. Did anybody see that? I think that was the most vile, racist, divisive commercial that I've ever seen. It's disgusting. Yes, shameful, shameful ad. I can't even believe, well, I can, but I don't want to believe that it's still on TV and they're allowing it to air. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit for those who didn't see it. There's looks like a white guy with sunglasses in a pickup truck with a Confederate flag out the back of it against Ed Gillespie. And so this Confederate flag is streaming out the back of the truck. And on the front of the truck is a "Don't Tread on Me," Tea Party license plate. And when it starts, you see what looks to be a Hispanic boy running down the road on the sidewalk, trying to get away from the truck who's supposedly chasing him and trying to run him down. So there's another kid that's playing basketball, and he looks to be a Latino kid too. And so the first Latino kid runs up to him and says, "Run, run." So he drops the ball and he starts running. And as they're running down the sidewalk, in front of them is a little an African-American boy, I think, and a Muslim girl, because she has on a hijab, so I'm assuming she's Muslim. And they say, "Run, run," and they all start running as the truck comes after them and tries to kill them. That is a new low, and they're saying basically, this is a kind of world that Donald Trump and Ed Gillespie want you to live in. I mean, disgusting, vile. Should be removed immediately. And the Latino Victory Group that's paid for it, should be ashamed of themselves. It's repulsively ridiculous. Yes, it is a new low. I don't think I've ever seen an ad, a political ad, that was that awful. You're right, Amanda. Yes, they're Democrat on Tucker last night defending the ad and how Tucker had her on her heels. It's a symbolic of the evil that lurks in the person's minds and souls that made the ad, Monique said. Truly horrific. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely insanity. They're funded by Soros, Hugh said. Oh my gosh, sick of people berating Trump, Carmen said. Lower than low. If you see it on your pure satanic forces, I believe that. If you see it on your local channel, you may want to call them and tell them how vile that is to you, how repulsive that is to you, and ask them to remove that off of your station. They may do it. I was successful one time in having a commercial removed. Tucker said it's the worst piece of propaganda he's ever seen on TV. Absolutely, Jules. I mean, I was horrified watching that. And to think also that little kids are going to see that, and you're training little kids to believe that all white people, number one, are just like this guy, which, whatever your opinion is on that, or that all white people are bad and all white people want to kill you. I mean, come on. I'm totally incensed by that. Yeah, Robert. I mean, that again, if you see that on your local station, call them and tell them you need to get that off. We're being attacked on all fronts. Rainbow said, yes, absolutely. Thank God I've not seen it yet. Amanda, it's vile. We need a class action suit against who made it and who aired it. Well, but the class action suit, I mean, you have to be the one who can say that there are some type of damages to you. What's the money damage to you? You know, and you can't really, if you just go in an emotional damage, you're not going to get anything. So, yes, kids are taught to hate. They are going for the kids now. And, Jules, they've been going for the kids since the early 1900s. They've been going for the kids in the public schools with socialism and, you know, since the early 1900s. Muslims would be making demands to remove it. Yeah, they should be. Nikolai yet reminded me of the old KKK commercials against Barry Goldwater. What about my safety? They are directly violence against us. That's not a lawsuit, though. It's why we homeschool, Jules said. Yeah, good for you. Brainwashing, Chessie said. It should be, you know, again, it's something that you go and you tell your local station, and maybe you boycott in front of your local station and telling them to stop showing that. Exactly, motive is for violence maybe this weekend, Robert said. Could be to stir the pot. I'm astounded that a network even allowed something so unbelievably vile to air on their network, period. I know, Monique. It's crazy. But it should be pulled. And you just have to, I guess, on your own, in your city, contact the networks nationally, tweet to them. You can tweet to them and tell them. There is nothing legally we can do. Not that on the top of my head right now, cool, that I can think of. I'm begging my daughter to homeschool my granddaughters. Yes, good idea, Robin. I mean, again, I think going out and tweeting to nationally, letting them know how you feel, getting a lot of people involved, that's the way to do it. There are also Marxists, that is why, Gary said. Anyone know the network? I don't, Monique, but I think they're pretty much showing, I think it's CBS that I saw it on. I can't be 100% sure. But I think it was CBS where I saw it. But I'm sure others are probably showing it too. And Monique, if you call CBS or you tweet CBS and they're not showing it, they'll tell you. Yep, grandparents need to become homeschoolers now if parents can't do it financially. I agree with you, Cool. I think that's a great idea. All you need to homeschool your kids, I think all you need is a high school diploma yourself. Homeschool or private school unless you want to deprogram your kids constantly. Western Washington is so blind to leftism tactics, they've happily accepted the demise, Ben said. How does it feel to watch the president do wonderful stuff? It feels great. There's your block for the day. He was formerly someone else, and now he can go back to being whoever that was. And a great homeschool co-op group, yes, we have to keep fighting the good fight, cannot afford to give in. Absolutely. Robin said she would homeschool her grandchildren when that time comes, which is really good. Robin homeschools now. That's Robin on YouTube. We have a couple of Robins. It's the cherry stick. You know, but it's not red, Johnny. I hate to disappoint you. It looks red, but it's not really red lipstick. But so let's see. In other news, on Monday of next week, supposedly the Senate is going to be grilling Tillerson and Mathis to make sure that they know that they can't declare war. The president can't declare war against, another nation. I think they're probably worried about North Korea. They're also concerned about all the people that we have in Niger that they didn't know about, and the people in Africa. And kind of leading the way, there's a new dynamic duo. Tim Kaine and Jeff Flake are kind of leading the way in this. So you'll be seeing that supposedly starting on Monday. And I have news for them. Under the Constitution, if the President of the United States feels that the United States is in danger, he can declare war. If President came out and said he physically killed people, oh, please. Well, you are just amazing. Trolls. Go back to the basement. Go back to the basement. Unbelievable that they have to come in every day. It's just, whoa. I pray for you, trolls, that you find something else to do. Now, maybe those are the liberals and the Democrats, or maybe they're the Russians. Internet school is also great, Rainbow said. Yeah, I could see where that would work, and you would have to be watching all the time. Crawl back under your rock, trolls. Yeah. Covert ops in Latin America and Africa should stay out of the media. Well, Mexican Broski, you know they won't do that. They're going to talk about everything they can. Now, for what I've learned on my own in doing research, that one of the reasons that we're in Africa so much is that we've run ISIS out of the Middle East. And where did they go? They went to Africa. So it makes sense if we're chasing ISIS that we're going to go to Africa and chase them there. Yes, the Russians. So it makes sense. And why all of these people don't know, I don't know. Maybe because, Congress, you're not doing your jobs. All you want to do is sit on some panel every day or do nothing. That's all you do. Why don't you go and actually go to some meetings and hear what's going on if you have a need to know and you're supposed to know. Otherwise, just do your job. Somebody said tomorrow, I guess there's going to be a vote on tax reform. I haven't heard that. They're saying you should call Washington. And precisely, if anybody can tell me, call and say what? And be part of a solution, yeah. So, tax reform, yeah, we need tax reform. Do we want taxes cut? Yes. I mean, I think the president knows that. Congress knows that. They already know what they're supposed to do. It's a matter of will they do it. Yesterday, too, Comey, Comey has this special little Twitter account set up, not with his name on it, with somebody else's name, Reinhold something. He tweeted out yesterday after Manafort was indicted. Here's what his tweet was. Man's capacity for justice makes democracy possible, but man's inclination to injustice makes democracy necessary. This from the man who probably broke the law in a lot of different ways. Well, Mexican, we need to do both. We need to do both. And I think they're pretty much aware of what they need to do. They've talked about it. They're aware of what to do. The Democrats don't want tax cuts. I guess they'll want reform as long as they can add spending to it. I mean, so we're at the same place that we always are. We just need to go in there and get it done. We need people like John McCain, Flake, and some of these other people who try to stop us from doing everything to just get over themselves. Now, there's been a lot of questions about George Papadopoulos and what he has to do with any of this. From everything so far, he was a low-level volunteer with the administration for a short period of time. He ended up supposedly lying when he was questioned to Mueller, and that's what he pled guilty to. What else he has, I don't know. I don't know. Is he a double agent? Have no idea. I know Jiggy thinks that he may be. I have no idea. So we won't know about that probably until later on. If he's a double agent, why is he pleading guilty? Is it for show? I don't want to be a conspirator, on that right now. Was he paid to plead guilty? I don't. Why? Hey, Wendell, good to see you. I mean, I don't want to go down too far down that rabbit hole at this point. There's nothing to really connect him further to anything, so I just don't know. And it could be, let's say if you want to take it there, he could have pled guilty to that, to not answering questions, without lying. And then was he doing that to give more information out about Manafort or Gates, which I don't see how he knew anything. And yeah, Shauna said he doesn't look too bright to her. So I don't really know what he would be connected to. Does he know something about Kushner? Then you'd have to assume that Kushner had something that was that he needed to hide. Amanda thinks it's a distraction. Yeah, I think so too. It's just one other person that the left can point to and say, oh, look, there's a connection. But there's not. It's what they do. So we're kind of used to that. They're just using him to offset our focus, Monique said. Yes. Don said just send him some cash. So anyway, thank you guys for being here today. If you would, please retweet this. I'm going to be in a little while doing my show, God's Views on Political News, which almost reached 5,000 viewers last week. Hopefully this will be another great show. He's just a block in the Jenga tower. There you go. All right, you guys. Thanks so much. Please retweet this. If you will, please share it. And we'll see you again tomorrow. God bless everyone. Great show, Susan. Thank you, Rob. And thank you, everybody, for coming by. And thank you for your support. I will, Ben. Thank you. Call Ryan for the tax reform. See you guys tomorrow. God bless. Take care. Thank you, everybody on Facebook. All right. YouTube people, see you tomorrow. Take care.